What's the deal, fellas and ladies? I guess if there's any ladies on here, but
Hey,
very.
how are you?
What's up, man? Very quiet, intimate session today. I wasn't supposed to be on. I wasn't planning to be on. We were out for my daughter's birthday, but we came
Happy
back
birthday,
home.
bro. You
Yeah,
should to
thank you.
take a rest today, bro.
Well, we got back and I'm sitting here and they all like everyone's taking showers, getting ready for bed. I'm like, I'll just
I have something to do.
I might as well stream. I didn't think he was streaming. Yeah, she went to hop in the shower. They're gonna get ready for bed,
Yeah,
and
yeah, I appreciate that, bro.
but I figured I'd hop on, and then tomorrow I think I'll host the New York session. I think that's how we're gonna do it.
That's good, bro.
Yeah. I'll do New York tomorrow, and we'll probably have Inez do it Tuesday. I will just do it like that. Wow. What a Friday. What a fucking Friday. News came in clutch. Let's see what's going on here.
I'm over here talking and nothing's coming out because I'm muted.
Oh, there you go. What's up, Eddie?
How's it going, bro?
Good, man. Had a great day.
Yeah, I saw that. I figured you wouldn't come on.
When? Oh, today?
Yeah, because you were out for your daughter's birthday.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on it. But we got back early. Everyone was like tired.
Yeah, women kind of start going off and doing what they do.
All right. Oh, push in here. Let's do a little breakdown. So the daily closed right out of support. I wouldn't be surprised if we range today. Like it might be a big range, right? But on the daily, just relatively based on the way we trade, it's a big range, right? Maybe 100, 200 pips. But we might range and come back down because every time you close at a support, you're either gonna get a candle. It's typically the next candle doesn't drive, right? Typically. Oh, whoops, wrong button. Annotate. Come over here. This used to be so much better on the old version. But typically when we close at a support, see the next candle. I mean, it pushed up, right? But it's not the candle that drove you out to the next range. It just found a support, and it'll either do that, so we can expect that kind of candle to print for the day, or if it decides to break down here, it's not going to break down and drive. It's going to be the candle that breaks you out of the range here. So eventually, if we do flip bearish today, it will still come back up into this range to grab orders. It'll look like this, right, to get us out of that range, and then we'll come up, grab orders, and drive further. So Tuesday might be very interesting. I think tomorrow morning for New York session should be very interesting because if this was the pullback, say if we come up, make a top, we can start driving down tomorrow. Highly likely we come down to 2010 or start coming down for New York session. But I think tonight we still have to pull up. The thing is, very key to pay attention here. If you can see, we also found this little range here now that I'm looking at a smaller time frame, right? 30 to 1 hour, kind of in a range, right? And typically what happens in these instances, you'll come up, break out of it. You'll see it's kind of breaking out of this area. It might even close above here, right? And that's just what it needs. That's the orders that it needs to continue to drive. So what you're gonna, as it closes above here, we're gonna need to see it, the candles respect this area, and then if we can see that respect, we're gonna go look left and see where we pulled back down to in order to grab orders to drive up. And as you can see, this area across the board right there, right? Roughly where we grabbed orders before we drove up. So we're gonna see if we're gonna be able to come back to that area once we get really strong, maybe bullish 4-hour closures above there. Bottom wick to roughly 20.2537. Let's mark these up a little neater. Just explaining my thinking, but I think the ranges need to be much neater. Oh, okay, perfect. All right, so this is what we want. If we close bullish above here, we want bottom wicks and a flip up. Flip up. I'd want this to be, so this is the first 15 of this hourly candle. So I'd want to see maybe a closure outside the range on a 30 here at least, a bottom wick, and then a drive up. Because I think we can then close extremely bullish on the 4-hour here and continue up possibly with no wick for now, right? Eventually I'll expect this to come back down in range. The overall range here's yeah, 2031 is doable for the top wick on a daily. For us to come back down, we can still close bullish, but not as strong bullish, like a really weak bullish candle, because this was a strong drive down here to close last week out. Yeah, look at that. The weekly faked out here. Huh, this is interesting. We might come back, retest the highs. So, yeah, weekly closed above this area. Oh. Previous week closed below. And last week closed above here. Look, and now we've tapped this area. We might be filling this weekly wick. Wow, that'd be so interesting if we're back at all-time highs before New Year. If we're able to come down here on the weekly without a drive right now, right, and retest maybe this area, which is the last time we had this nice drive. We already kind of did, right? But then the next candle came back and retested that area. So if we were to retest this area and then flip, we could probably swing this. But it's got to come down further this week. This is, I don't know, because this week has a really small bottom wick. Even though it's right off the most recent level. Maybe this is the drive? How much did it? It's already up 30 pips off market start for the week. Off the flip. Wow. Let's see. Buys look interesting. Ooh. That 15, all right? Close with no top wick. Now that's okay as long as this 15 comes up, flips right now, gives us a top wick, and comes back down. Right, because then that gives us a top wick on the 15, and then the 30 will have a top wick. I don't like the 30 top wick like this because right now the 15, this will make This will make this 15 not have a top wick, which still tells me there's no range. Might come back down range. Next one comes up, breaks this high. So ideally, this 15 flips bullish, but doesn't drive. If that can happen, then the next 30, we can maybe have positions after a bottom wick. This is crazy how like this time last year, everyone was asking questions. Like now, nobody asks questions. I know you guys aren't understanding every single thing I'm saying. Or are you? Maybe I don't give people enough credit. I hope you guys are.
I would say I understand like 85%, maybe 90%.
Nice.
My issue is mainly
Should be asking like why this, why that. What's your issue? What were you saying? Your issue is mainly what? Oh, you're.
oh, bro. Yeah, I thought my shit was muted again.
No,
No, my issue is mainly over trading.
Oh.
So I like to watch you guys stay disciplined and take a trade, and then Don's like, fuck it, I'm getting off. And he just leaves. That's what helps me stay in line.
Yeah, you know, like when I started, I couldn't understand how people do that or why. I used to be like, wait a minute. He's profitable. Why the fuck is he getting off the charts right now?
But if you know, why don't you just stay?
Yeah, like, you know,
But yeah.
but then like it's part of the reason why you're still profitable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got my broker situation situated.
Interesting. How did you situate it?
I fucking left all those assholes.
Nice. So what are you doing? You're doing funded?
I'm still trading my funded, but I went to Osprey.
Is that like Australian broker or something?
Yeah, but they're the only ones that use Trade Locker, a platform that's actually good and works. All these other platforms fucking suck.
Does it work? Does Trade Locker work?
I mean, I used it for all last week, and I haven't had an issue at all. Where
glitches?
trading on the
No.
logging in, yeah,
No, I mean
for
like
sure.
I mean like entries like on time, no delay.
So the only one that I had an issue with was uh on my very first trade, but after that everything was all right. My first trade I tried to open it and then it
Oh, it
wouldn't
prompts you
open.
because it has to
Yeah.
prompt you to the thing. Yeah, to manual trade. But after your first trade though, like it opens everything as soon as you press it, right?
And
Does
it
it open?
closes instantly as well.
Does it open at the level? Is it open at your spread level? Does it open past it? Do you ever see price open
So I've
like
only
a pip
taken
or two
four
off?
trades. I've only taken 4 trades, and all 4 trades um were okay. Let me go to my history and see. I think I closed at 20 pips in total, 2 break
In
evens.
FTMO, I
two
had
wins.
2 times like this delay.
Yeah, that's like I just want to see if if they have enough liquidity to handle every transaction.
I mean, my lot size is probably tiny compared to what you guys use, so I don't know how it would work with your lot size. But it's not bad. When I enter and close, it closes instantly. It
I got
enters
nothing
instantly.
against other platforms. The thing, I got nothing against, you know, people doing other things than MT5. Like MT5 is not the be all end all. You know what I mean? Like you try whatever you want, right? The C Trader looked really good from what I saw, right? So
Yeah, I like this option much
Trading
better
View?
than Sway's.
TradingView, if like I would trade through TradingView, right? It's just any broker that's offering TradingView is offering like spread of 20 on gold or something like that. 8 pip spread. You know what I mean?
When I tried demo trading on TradingView, taking multiple positions is weird. It'll average it in, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, I never traded on it, but like, I don't know.
If you take a pineapple, it'll average it in to the middle value, and it won't look like a normal pineapple like it does on MT5.
But I don't give a shit. Like, I count everything in my head, right? Like,
Hmm.
we know we have a position here, position there, and that's it. And it's just, you can tell. Oh, we're fucking driving, driving.
Yeah, well, this is my last resort before I go fully funded, 'cause shit, there's nothing else I can use.
Hmm. I think their brokerages are coming up with solutions because really, okay, brokerages are forced to come up with solutions that they've had, I think, in the bag. All these platforms aren't just coming up with like a new solution, right? But these things have been in the bag. They just never implemented them because MT5 was so popular. But you know, right now MT5 is not going to be used by any US clients, or brokers are going to take it away from US clients, and what's going to happen is, you know, other platforms will become just as popular or more popular with US clients, right? People in the US won't use MT5. They'll use other things. And it's fine. It just takes some time for like every one of these, you know, platforms like Trade Locker or whatever's out there. There's a few other ones, right? Trade something. Uh, and C-Trade, they're all gonna get better. They're gonna get more optimal. They're gonna fix all the bugs, and they're gonna be working just fine. This is gonna get, you know, open up room for others to step in instead of MT5.
Yeah, when on Hanko's platform, it was so bad. The spreads were bad. It wouldn't close on time. It wouldn't open on time. Sometimes you would click open and you would have to press it 100 times for it to open your position. Yeah, that was just horrible.
Hanko at one point had like every streamer or influencer on board trying to promote it. And
I used them for like
now that Sway's doing that. They got everybody on board.
I used them for like 4 months. Was withdrawing consistently every 2 weeks, nonstop, never had an issue. And when they got kicked off MT5, that I tried to withdraw again, they took like 2 days to send me my withdrawal. When it used to be in like less than 10 hours, I would get it.
Shit, 2 days still good. I heard today.
Yeah,
Damn, it's pretty good.
well, like if I'm used to less than a day and then one day you take 2 days, that kind of sketches me out.
All right, so we broke out of the range, right? The daily bias here was bearish, and we're coming back right now. This will be interesting here if we can come back and close below 2020, because then we can take a sell on a top wick. But if we continue driving up through the ranges here, we need a flip here on this 30, but not a drive. If it drives, yeah, maybe we can have more positions off a bottom wick. Highly unlikely, but if it flips and maybe closes more or less doji, right, then we can look for buys on the next 30-minute candle before the 4-hour close. See, also last time we came through this area, let's look at the 4-hour, right? Because we're gonna play the 4-hour close here in about 30 minutes. And the 4-hour, after rejecting here previously, came up here, rejected, tapped this area, and I'm talking about specifically, look, that candle. I'm gonna see, hold on, how did it get there? Oh yeah, it drove straight up, so yeah, that makes sense. Where did it drive from? So yeah, it didn't reject here. It came to here. It drove from here straight to here. So if it does that, look, it just drives from this area all across the board every time. I'm gonna look for a 4-hour bottom wick there. If we can get a bottom wick there off the rip of the 4-hour, right? If that's the first thing that it can do, once the 4-hour closes, is come down, tap this area before making a top wick. We're taking buys at 2020.856 and looking for this. Okay. Trade lock has been executing good. What up, Jacob? Good. Glad to hear. Glad to hear. I know you guys were having issues. But we must see strong bullish closures. Look, even the hourly here, when it drove up last time, right? 2020.856 on the dot, right? Closed above on the dot. So we get this closure above.
To the moon.
To the moon. To infinity and beyond. The thing is, we've never closed above here on the hourly, right? Well, on the 30. 30 closes here in 40 seconds. It's going to be our first closure above. If we can come down on this 30 right now off the rip and tap this area, I'm not going to wait for a bottom wick. I mean, I'm not going to wait for the 4-hour. I'm going to wait for a bottom wick right now on this 30. And let's see. Ten seconds here. The issue is we don't have a top wick on the previous 15, right? So what would be? This would be our vantage point, the fill of that wick. All right. All right. Chat, I'm gonna take a buy right here. And I understand the hourly might flip, but I think we'll come back up here and grab some orders before it does. I mean, flip bearish on the hourly. I think the wick fill, roughly 20 pips, should be an advantage. And if the hourly breaks down, we'll come back in range. I think we'll still have to reject and create a steeper top wick for the daily. But if we don't, we don't. Now, in terms of stops, I think off the 4-hour, we'll still have to come back there. Let me just put my stops on the broker. Oh, whoops, wrong position. Nope. So down to 1065. And relatively small stops here. I think we need to retest the highs here off the 30 very clearly. Closure above bottom wick, plus off the 4-hour as well. The stops here should be lower. They should be around here. It's roughly 92, but we'll see what happens.
Spreads are a little high
Yeah, I don't know
for
why I
me.
didn't even recognize that. My spreads are at 3.5, but no, they're jumping. They're not at 3.5 because they just jumped to 2, now 2.5. 1.9, yeah, 2.9. That's, yeah, they are jumping.
All right, so it's not my broker then. All right, so far so good.
This volume, no. On the break of the highs, you can probably go break even, but I don't know if I'm gonna, how much I'm gonna close. That's 10 pips break of the highs. I think we can do a little more. Did we flip? We did. We flipped. Did we break the highs? We didn't break the highs yet. It's really expected to break of the highs there. Oh, it's our volume song. Let's see if it can drive us. I'm gonna go break even when it breaks the high, right there. I'm gonna take risk off the table, but I haven't secured anything yet, chat. I'm break even here. I don't want it to reflip and create a steeper wick. I think at this point, if it comes back down, it's gonna create a steeper wick and we'll be in drawdown. There's no point in that. Boom. All right. So I'm gonna close half here, right? Not bad. We got more room. I'm gonna close half. We got 25.
Beautiful.
I close half at 12. I'm gonna let the rest rock. I'll probably close full here once we get to the top of the range, to be honest with you. Because at any moment, this could be the daily top wick to come back, retest the lows. The daily did close bearish previously, but we'll see. And we also have a 4-hour, right? Close coming up. We could still come down, but I closed half at 12. I don't like if it doesn't drive here, it'll come back down, create a steeper wick, and we don't want to be in that. Let's see if we get the top of the range. But highly likely, at least the top of the range, at least the wick, that's 25, right? Good thing here is if it does come back in range, which like I don't know why it would, because we tend to drive every time we closed above, we've tapped. Remember I just showed you across the board. Every time we tap that area, we drive. If it's waiting on the hourly, maybe we'll come back here again on the hourly and tap this area, but we'll have to break that low. At that point, we'll have to come back down to the next support and then break the high. It'll, you know, at that point we'll wait. I think we might have another opportunity if we hit break even and the 4-hour closes bear. Right, if the 4-hour can close bearish or doji, I think we might have a chance for another trade because it'll start coming back in range.
Yeah, that took me out.
Oh. I thought for a second I didn't have my stop on. It showed me the arrows. I didn't see the close. I'm like, my broker is not fucking with me right now. They're not trying to fuck with me yet. All right. Well, half closed at 12. That's one position. And if we close bearish on the hourly here and back in range and come down, we'll have some sells after the 4-hour close. 6 pips. Oh yeah, if it was a full closure, it would have been 6 pips. But I mean, to everybody, to each their own, like, right? That's why I tell you how I manage risk, but like at 12 pips is where I managed it. I just think risk is very individual, right? Like, cause some of you close full on my like risk management. You don't wait for runners. There's plenty of people tell me, hey, Wix, I close full as soon as you take half, and I get, and some people make more than me like that. So I don't know. But that was it. Look, we closed at the top of the wick here, right? That 15, we closed right there. It flipped and we just took advantage. That's our whole trade. The bottom wick here. It was the bottom wick just to the flip, to the rebreak of the highs. Wow. Imagine we took the rebreak of the highs. Wow, how powerful was that bottom wick? Imagine, because it did flip, right? It flipped and created a new high. And that it went for like 2 or 3 pips, and I closed. I managed risk. If we traded the 30 flip here, we're sitting in drawdown.
Hmm.
Wow, how key was that?
It's crazy, the evolution.
But honestly, last year we wouldn't have taken this because last year we traded range 1, range 2s, right? And this was a range 1 breakout. Like we would have waited for this. This is what we would expect. Remember we said range 1, it's highly likely to come back from range 2 to range 1. But if this was a closure above 2024, then it's highly likely to fill the range up. But from range 1, range 2, when it comes back from range 2 to the first range, it's highly likely that you're now, right? If it does close back in range here below this area, right? Then highly likely your next candle gives you a top wick and a drive down. And the top wick should tap that area across the board where it tapped previously before the drive down, right? You see that? And that's the last time it drove down. This is what your next hourly candle should technically look like. Your next 30-minute candle should technically look like. If this is how you close, if this is the close, but if this pulls back up right now and drives up, which it still can, then clearly we can look for some more buys on the next 4 hour. So, I guess that was it. Well, let me add that to 71. I mean to 70. That's win number 71. I feel like people don't believe me that we take wins in in the private session because every single private session we take a W, and then Monday, Tuesday we get no trade.
Hmm.
I'm like, yeah, we just took a W. Last week we had 40 pips. I'm like, we took a W. Yeah, whatever.
It's so
No trade
crazy
Monday,
when
no trade
people,
Tuesday.
it's so crazy when people don't believe, like, bro, you do this live. Like, you could just scroll back.
Yo, there's plenty of people that hop on streams and don't trade, right? There's plenty. I seen another stream. Like let me not even talk. Just now, like right there's, like I understand if you're streaming out of session, like out of market times, but like if you're streaming market times, why are you not trading? Why are you talking about psychology?
No, you guys are different.
Yeah, I am different. No, just kidding. That's why I like Don. Don hates compliments. He's like, I don't know
Bro,
how to react to that.
I didn't understand shit, and then I heard Don and you speak about it, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yo,
I get it.
give it another year or two. There's gonna be people like from this tree that are just doing it way better than us, streaming better than us, explaining things better. Like, there's constant evolution, right? So I'm sure there's like a whole new generation of people also on the come up that are just a year or two from doing their thing and breaking things down to the next level. The good thing for us, we're so far ahead that it would take like it's gonna take a lot of work to get up to this level. I'm talking about not like what we've done. So I'm talking about literally developing strategies and building, you know, building block by block on the strategies. I don't think there's many strategies out there or many, you know, that many ways to trade out there that have been built for such a long time. That's why ICT's pretty known, right? He's been around for a long time, and I know nothing of his shit, but like that's how people know he's been around for a long time. Well, maybe there's something to it, right? If you're around for a long time. Then again, I may be wrong.
Yeah, I never knew who he was until somebody said ICT something. I was like, what the hell is that?
But like time tends to tell like what works, what doesn't, right?
Yeah, I looked at a few minutes of those videos and I was like, yeah, that's not for me.
Why? What? There's videos. There's free videos.
Yeah, on
Oh,
YouTube
like
there's a
YouTube's,
lot.
yeah. I'm sure because like I've searched other people.
And I don't like the way he talks. He just says like, oh, if you do this, there's no fucking way you'll lose. You're a fucking moron if you lose, like type shit like that. Like, damn, dog.
That's a weird approach. Just scare you into winning.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Huh? See how this closes.
W risk management.
Yeah. I think so. Honestly, I think that's something I've improved on since I started streaming. Become really a lot more accountable. But also, I've become a lot more confident in the way we've traded and the evolution of our trading. I've become so like it's so ingrained in my head and so part of me that like I've gotten a lot more comfortable with, you know, taking positions and letting them run longer and really testing my knowledge of the market and my understanding of it. Last year I used to close full a lot. This year we've caught quite a few runners. It's been quite a few times where I've, you know, more than doubled my original position, right? My original closure based on runners. And I was talking to Don about it the other day. I was like, yo, remember how like last year I called you and I was like, yo, I'm streaming. I'm not even streaming. I'm trading for the last like 5 or 6 months. I can't catch a runner and I'm leaving runners all the time. And it was just based on our entries. They weren't optimal for runners and our entries have gotten way better over time. And that's why we're catching a lot more runners because they're just, you know, we're able to spot the moves faster, sooner, or spot the pre-move that eventually turns into the move, if you can understand it that way. Because we kind of understand where the price needs to go before it makes the move, so we trade to it. Sometimes it comes back, sometimes the move happens, and we're just in better positions. Just join here. How long you stream? We stream for 2 hours roughly, typically 8 p.m. till 10 p.m. but sometimes we run till 11. Sometimes we anywhere between 10 and 11 p.m. Eastern. So we started 45 minutes ago. We're gonna be here probably for another hour, 15, hour and a half. All right, Boone. shit. What's up, Javier? Miss
Wix,
you. What up?
do you know how many months now it complete to see your live and done?
4.
Now 2 years and a half.
2.5 years? Why
Yes.
do I only remember you for the last 4 months?
No, because see, when I take a course, because it was the first time I take course from Donvo, okay? I didn't see any course
Oh, you were
before
quiet
Donvo.
before then. You weren't saying much. You were just learning.
Yeah, so when I start, I need to learn. So I take maybe 6 months only to see the video live 2 times in one day. Like for example, live he make a stream. After 3 hours, I will go back again to see that video.
Okay.
So it take me too much time to understand because it was range one, range two. Fuck, how he know? So I get shocked. So I need another one. Who's another one? Weeks nine night because and the problem I have the problem with the time because I'm near Dubai, the Middle East time. So
Okay.
fuck. So I start with you and Donvu 2 times and I repeat all the video in one day 2 times.
Oh hell yeah! I've been through all that shit. Not his videos, but like I've been through all that roller coaster. Did the same
Okay.
shit just when I like there was no downvote when I was starting to trade, right? We've kind of built that in the last 5 years. He's built that in the last 5 years. But when I started to trade, it was a few people out there, and you didn't really know who's legit, who's not legit, so you just watch everyone and everything. And that's how I started learning the initial concepts. I would just watch everything because I figured like everyone really is teaching the same thing. There's only one way to be profitable. They're teaching you how to do it. And then I realized no, everybody's teaching different things, and there's unlimited amount of ways to make money in the market.
Okay.
Literally
But
unlimited.
if the people they are starting before 1 years and a half with the Donvo and with you, I think now they are lucky because it was only range one, range two. So
It was easy before.
maybe, yeah. So now when they change flip and fake out liquidity, he will understand what he mean. But if
Yeah.
someone is new and he come direct, oh guys,
Nah, you gotta
I'm waiting for
understand the
liquidity.
first 2 years of struggles to
Ye-
understand the year 3 and 4. Yeah.
Yes.
That's why the first playbook is still valid, right? And if you get to understand the first playbook or the core, his course material, I guess, from the first course. But I just I don't know what's in it. I have a hard time speaking on his course, right? But like I know what he knows, right? I know his knowledge, and like I think you would have to go through that entire, you know, evolution to really be optimal today with what we're doing, right? And to really be in tune. Oh, you missed the field goal. Damn, clanked it. That sucks. Sorry, I'm watching Jacksonville versus Baltimore. It's Sunday night football.
Mhm.
Damn, that sucks. I want Jacksonville to win, and he just fucking boinked it off the goalpost. What the fuck? Kicker's like, yo, who put that pole there? Wild. Yo, we got 8 minutes here for this 4-hour close. The hourly flipped. Yes, the hourly has flipped. You know what that means, chat? That means we get a top wick here to 2021.73. We're taking sells off the rip. Well, no, we're taking sells off the top wick. What I can't do. Oh, wow. That's the 4-hour flip too, huh?
The problem now 4 hours 7 minutes only.
Yeah, no, but Still, this is the 4-hour close. Um, if we can close bearish, I think I might be in off the rip here on the 4-hour. I'm thinking about being off the rip here as soon as we close on the 4-hour. I want to see it close bearish below here. This didn't give much of a top wick, 7 pips, right? And then it just fucking drove. Every time we drive through this range, right? We fill this range every time we enter it. Every time we enter below 2019, we drive straight through to 2016. But we've already done that here. Rejected, drove up, and now we're coming back down through this range again. It'll be interesting to see how we close. If we can close with a bottom wick, remember how we said earlier, this is what happens when you range, remember? If you were here in the beginning of the stream, right? Whenever you have a range like this, you need to break out one way to come back and drive. So my understanding is we're now going to fill this range 2019, 2016. Just don't know if we're going to do that off a top wick or not. We did. We broke out of this minor range and came up here. Once we broke out, oh, why is this still on here? Sorry. A little concerned about this area, so I think it needs to be below 2019 145.
You're not worried at all about these 15 minutes with no
Oh,
top wicks?
this is what I see here. This area across the board. So the 15 no top wick is fine. It might just drive straight through. It might come up, grab a top wick, but from what that's not what's holding me onto. That's just adding on to what I'm thinking. But if we're closing like this, then I'd want the previous 15 broken. I want this area to tap right here, 20, 2164, right? I want that to tap.
Unless we close steeper.
Unless we close below 2019 flat. Then I think the next candle can open up, but it's not. Look, we just open it. Oh, it might open up like this anyway. Let's see, hold on, let me get out of this. It still drive, right? It closed overall on the hourly. Look, it closed very bearish, but the thing is, closed below range as well. It's a strong rejection here. This is a strong rejection. The thing is, on the hourly, even though it's a strong rejection, there's a strong support here as well. It didn't close below it. Okay, all right. The 4-hour closed doji, huh? Bearish, but like more or less doji. That's a doji. We might have a sell stop here. I don't have one yet. I'd want us to come back up and break highs here. I think at this point, if we come up, tap 2021 and flip, we're heading back down. But we can't have a closure and then come down. And I won't be in here because this isn't where I see us driving. At the very least, 2020. At the very least, I want to come up, tap previous resistance. Right, maybe even like this. And it's not a wick entry. We would need to come back down here and break lows, chat. What's the difference here? 2 pips. Yeah, I think it might be below the previous candle. 2018.748. Hold on a second, chat. was muted this whole time. Well, obviously I know I was muted this whole time. I'm over here. So what was the last thing I said?
You say just 1 minute, I will come,
Yeah,
or
but
something
before
like that.
that. What was... All right. Oh, so let me talk about the last thing I remember. We need one of two things. We need either a strong bullish closure on the hourly above 2024,278, and then I can look for a bottom wick on the next hourly candle and a bullish flip. So if the market were to now close above here, right? We can see something like this, then I would gladly look for a bottom wick and then a bullish flip to drive up if we can tap these areas on a bottom wick, right? And then if we can do that, I will look for a flip in this area to drive up, because before the flip I have no guarantee that it's going to come back up. We might come back down and tap the lows here. So that's how I would look for buys. And the only way for me to look for sells is if this current candle, without closing bullish, can come down and flip bearish and break the previous hourly low. We'll be in there like swimwear to the bottom of the range, roughly 2016-185, about 30 pips, and that's all she wrote. That's what I'll be looking for. That's all we have time for. Outside of that, there will be, I believe, Kieran at midnight and Yanez for London session. And then I don't know if Hustle will be there for pre-New York, but I will be there. I'll be streaming New York session tomorrow at 7 a.m. Eastern. I might be a little bit late, but I think around 7, 7:30, 7:40, 8. Sometime I'll be on there. I'll schedule it to start at 7, but I might be on a little bit later, just getting myself together. Because, you know, I'm going to need to roll that early morning, Jay. I have to smoke. I might have to make myself ice cold purple drink. A protein shake or two.
Damn, protein shakes in the morning make me want to fart.
Really? No. I got a really nice I like the isolate that I buy. ISO 100, is that what it is? Yeah. And it's great. It tastes great. It doesn't make me bloated. Doesn't make me gassy. It's fucking perfect. It's the best protein I've ever had.
I have the mass gainer. That shit makes me bloated.
Oh, that's mass gainer. This is isolate. This is just pure protein. Like it's got a lot of the stuff. I think a lot of the fats that you don't need.
What brand is that?
Out of it. That's what I use.
ISO Pure? Okay.
It's ISO 100. But don't get any other flavor. Get chocolate. Do yourself a favor. Just get chocolate. It's good.
Yeah, that's all I get. Chocolate.
Yeah. That's the first thing. I drink that first thing in the morning. And then I drink it before the gym or during the meal or after the meal that comes before the gym, and then I drink it after the gym. So I drink protein 3 times a day, I think.
Nice.
Use collagen now for protein supplements? Yeah, that's what my girl gets. She has collagen protein. That's how your skin be staying so silky smooth, right? Yeah, we driving. We driving! I think we're gonna get a nice bullish closure. 15 close, right? First 15. Oh, we'll see. Because it becomes tough here when you get closures, right? Even the 15 and 30, it becomes tough to look for the flip, just an entry off the flip, because you're going to need more indicators, right? Because otherwise, these candles, once they get up to 2024, 23 area, these should be quick drives up. But if it starts trickling down now, right? Because once this is a quick drive up, it should reject just as hard and come flipping down within one candle, one or two candles. But when it starts closing on a 15 or the 30 and then trickles back down, and you're looking at the hourly and the 4 hour, and you're like, oh shit, it's gonna flip and drive. It can, but the chances of that go down severely after it trickles down to this area, because at that point now you have to look to the 30, the 15, or the 5 to see that you're, first of all, closing below 2019, right? That you're going to get the closure below, right? But then you're also going to want to see that you're staying below there. No matter how many times you wake up there, you're staying below here. You're going to need to see these indications on the small time frame, right? Or you close bullish, right? But you still stay below there, right? And you're going to need to see these indications on the smaller time frame, because that's what's going to keep you out of the bottom wick here, out of being the bottom wick on the next 30 to continue up. Because yeah, you can, remember I said we can have sell stops on the break of the previous hourly low. Yeah, but once that 30 closes bullish, right? That hourly low might just be a bottom wick for the next 30 to drive up, because that 30 is going to close bullish above the most recent range, right? Above the most recent. So if you come down here, there's no guarantee that, yeah, it's the hourly flip. That's right, it's the 4-hour flip. But it's the break of the previous hourly low, but there's no guarantee there's the drive, because that you had a strong bullish 30-minute closure. This could just be a liquidity grab. That's where you get all the sellers. Everyone's taking sells right here on the flip, sell stops, boom, and then all of a sudden it drives bullish. Yes. Takes everybody out. And your indication is of that it might do that is these closures above the range. So you're going to need to wait for it and then look for indication here on the small time frame, or a closure on the 15 or the 30 or the hourly back in this range. But as you can see, the 15 just closed with a really strong bullish drive. You can probably wait for it to start closing above 2024 in the 30 or the hourly. Then you're looking for bottom wicks and a flip to drive up. Really, a flip here is important because, first of all, you're going to come back down to 2021 areas where it drove from previously. 2020 areas, you see these wicks, but you also want the flip because it's against your daily bias, right? The daily is bearish. Previous day, yeah, we're coming up bullish now, but the previous day has closed bearish. Strong bearish. So it's very, very hard for you to take a buy after a strong bearish closure. You need a strong bullish indication today, and that would be your strong bullish indication. It would be a closure above here, and then a bottom wick that you've grabbed orders, and then the ability of the market to flip back up bullish after creating a bottom wick. That gives you an indication of a strong bullish move. Robin is breaking the previous daily highs. No, the daily highs are at 2045. Previous daily highs, we are 230 pips away. We're breaking the previous hourly highs, previous 4-hour highs, and we haven't broken them yet. We've kind of rejected here at the top. We might flip bearish here. If it starts driving down, if it's a strong bearish flip, we'll be in on the break of the previous hourly lows. But for now, I haven't set anything. I haven't set anything in my terminal because I just don't see a strong rejection yet. Wow, there really was no range above here, right? That 15, look, rejected now. That's bringing the 30 down, right? 8 minutes here, right? We spent 22 minutes coming up making a top wick. Will it start flipping in the last few minutes? Let's see. We need a 4-hour flip and we need this tape flip. Boom, we got the tape flip. Can we get the 4-hour flip? You know what I need? Check. Give me a second, guys. I want to grab my electronic cigarette, my crutch. Might be a strong drive now, but you can't enter here. Well, I can't enter here because the 30 closes in 3 minutes. Spend 30 minutes making this top wick. Can it close or can it drive down? It looks nice on the hourly, but you don't want this hourly to flip bearish just to ultimately drive against you. But our original analysis kind of played out here, right? That's to the top of the previous hourly wick. Eventually it got there. We thought it would do it on this candle. I don't trust the bearish move here right now. This 15's doing. Gotta do a lot more. You're gonna need to come back up and re-break the highs here. If we don't have 2024, I have a hard time justifying a sell. We're stuck in a range. We're gonna have to come up, create a top wick, come down, break the previous. We need another top wick. It's just. Because at this point, the 30 closes bullish. Any break of the lows here could be a bottom wick to continue up. 30 really didn't have much of a bottom wick, right? The 4 hour doesn't have much of a bottom wick. Come down, break that low and drive up. But what you've kind of done here is you've created a support and a resistance on a smaller time frame, right? Between 2019 and 2024 here. 23. Might call it an early session if we don't get out of this range in the next 15, because then we'd have to wait for the hourly closure and also through the next hour. And I'd rather put my kids to bed than sitting for another hour and a half, hour at least, because I'm gonna be streaming New York session anyway. So let's see if we can drive in the next 15 minutes out of this range. I think we need to correct some of the move from Friday also. 2028 maybe. All right. Is this the top wick for the hourly? Is this the bottom wick for the 30? But if you can get this 30 to now come down, never flip bullish, right? This 30 never flips bullish, does this, right? This is your hourly closure then. This is your hourly closing, really bearish. And then if that's also the 4-hour driving down there, I think there's a high chance if you make a top wick to break the previous 30 high and then flip, you will fill the range down. It might not even need to be a steep top wick, but I think in out of market times you'd want it to be a steep top wick because the chances of it happening are low, but if it happens, it's a very high indication. It's highly likely, like 90-95% chance it taps the next range. I haven't worked out the math. I just think if typically we're trading at 80%, that's a very, like, it's a very profitable position then. If you break the previous 30 like this with 30 that had no top wick and then flip again, yeah. But at this point, I think this 30 is going to be able to flip and we're going to drive up a little steeper. And if not, like I said, that's what you'll wait for on the next hourly candle. Wait to break this 30 high, and then it drive down. Yeah, I remember when I just started trading, I would be seeing opportunity here in every candle. I'd be like, well, I could do this here, and I could do that here. And I'd be like, damn, no, you can't. Find out the hard way. Can't. You can, but you shouldn't. First of all, it's hard
Sometimes
to.
I see,
Yeah, go ahead.
sometimes I see too many positions, and I'm like, damn, bro, just pick the best one and
But
get off the fucking
that's
charts.
the thing. You know, if you're taking everything, it wears. If you can start taking a lot of positions, right? Initially, you can be profitable, but it wears on you. It wears you out. Where your mind makes mistakes. Your mind is, it's not sharp all the time. It gets worn out. It needs rest. It needs, it needs
There's no way it's still
rest and
sharp after
juice.
10 trades.
Yeah, to function optimally, 10 trades. For me, if I'm in the charts 2-3 hours, especially when we're streaming though, like, right, we're talking, I'm worn out. I'm not thinking clearly. I'm just like, I need some rest. I need to, touch grass, look at the fucking sky, and just think of nothing, and just get rewired, get some energy. Cause yeah, you're thinking about stuff, but like sometimes you get so zoned in when you're worn out. You're not locked in. You're understanding what's going on, but you're not locked in to take advantage of the opportunities. This is a good buy here, right? I'm kidding. I just no indication that this 4-hour won't flip, but also. This is only the 30 after the hourly rejected, right? Such a strong bearish candle. Now let's say the hourly closes bullish, bottom wick, fine, drive up. right? Because this would basically be our position. Because if we close like this would be on the hourly will close bullish, right? I think this is what happened here earlier on the 15. No, it happened on the 30. Yeah, we closed right there, and we took that bottom wick to the flip, and then it came back down. If we close back up here again on the hourly, that's above the range, same exact position, bottom wick, and then the drive up. All right, on the hourly, you look for a bottom wick to 20.34. There are, however, nuances that would probably keep me out of this that I'm looking at it. Number one would be it's out of market time. Number two, we never broke the previous 4-hour high. We attempted and we never broke it. Right? So it's a really strong area. And it's very hard to do that. Like if this was the initial drive, I would take that position like we just tried, right, on the 15-minute. But this is going to be a second time here, and it might reject to actually finally break this low here. I like taking the initial position and the refill of the range, or the fill of the range once it's established. But a third or a fourth time through that area, it gets a little tough. Because, right, we understand gold to be very technical. It'll create a resistance, it'll create a support, it'll fill the range. After it does this, it's gotta either stay in range or break out, which means I have no indication of what it's gonna do. It's not as difficult to trade this or this as it is to trade this then afterwards. And the difficult part comes from waiting, because you can take a position, fill in the range, you can reject, you can get a top wick, take a position back down. You found support, onion, bottom wick, and you retest and you refill the range. Boom. On the higher time frame, this is just the bottom wick here, and then you fill the wick. So if that's what happens, right? We create resistance, we create support, we can play the range. Now we're creating smaller ranges. We don't know, the market needs to break out in one direction, grab orders, and then drive. So we have no idea now at this point if it's going to hold here. These ranges become smaller, a lot less likely for you to take 10 pips out of 15 than it is 10 pips out of 50, right? Or out of 100. Ranges become small, so now you need volume and direction. So this is why I wouldn't probably take positions, even though the hourly will close above. We're in out of volume time. 8 to 10 is peak volume, right? And we're created now this small range on the smaller time frame, which means we wouldn't create the range if we were driving. We would just start breaking out. We've created a range. Market needs to give an indication of a breakout, a closure outside the range, which indicates volume, and then we need to figure out direction. First thing that needs to happen now is a closure outside the range, and it needs to give direction. But the thing is, it typically happens during volume time in the markets. A closure outside the range during an out of volume time, like 11 p.m. Eastern, or noon or midnight, typically that won't be the drive. It'll be the fake out, come back in range to drive later on during the volume time. So, like I have many doubts taking a position if we close outside the range here on the hourly, because highly likely it's not the drive now, it's the drive for pre-London London. And yeah, that will be the position, but it'll just take a while to actually set up. Yeah, we're kind of stuck in this range. Give me a second, chat. I want to see if my kids are waiting for me. If they are, I'll go put them to bed. Interesting drive. I really wanted us to drive and break the lows here. Break the hourly lows before the 15 close so we can have some positions to fill the hourly. If we close above, I'm probably gonna call it a stream. If this 15 closes respecting 2028.5, close above it, I'll call it a stream because I think we'll then just range here for the next 15, 20. It'll take longer to set up. We don't look at UJ, Boone. Yeah, I agree with you, Cloud. I think we need to come up higher before we drive down. I think we'll need to come back up and tap 2028 areas at the very least here. Right? Yeah, Chad, I'm gonna call it a stream here. I think there'll be more positions later on. We're just kind of closing weird. We're side by side on the 30. The 15's not breaking out or breaking down. It tried and it came back up, closed above here. Maybe it'll do it on this one, but then that's the hourly closure and you need to close below 2018, then more top wicks. I'll see you guys in the morning. We still got a W, so I'll see you guys in the morning tomorrow for... Oh, there we go, and it's driving back up, right? The 30's flipping. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for New York session around 7 a.m. Eastern. All right.
All right, bro. Take it easy.
Yep. Good night, fellas. Good night, everybody.
Okay,
Peace,
bro,
chat.
take care.
Later. Good night, everybody.